me talk to you about my compost for a moment. This consists of chicken manure, potash from our wood stove, and black compost. The black compost we get from our city. You can get it free, and your city may give it to you free too. Ours is called, it's the city's name, and then aggregate. And you can go over there and get it for free, or they'll charge you $4 to scoop a load into your trailer. $4 for the scooper. So for this whole mound, plus what I've added, was $4 from the city. And what the city does is they go and get leaves and debris, trees, stuff they mulched up, and they'll make compost out of it and give it back to the people. So what I do is, this is from last year. I will be putting compost on it and adding to it and keep adding to it for 1 year. And because chicken manure, you can't put on a garden straight from the chicken. It has to set at least 6 months minimum, because it's too hot and it'll burn your plants. So what I do is, this is from last year. So this has been set in a full year. And then I put up this fence. It's wood fencing on this side. And then on this side of the fence is this year's. So this is when I've been cleaning the chicken coop, our compost. There's some chicken eggs. And this was set for be used next year. So during the summer, I have over there trampoline tarp. It lets the rain through, but it won't let any weeds or anything come up in my compost. So I'll cover this compost with that tarp, trampoline tarp. And right now, under that trampoline, it's April, and I put my pots under there, my garden pots, so that they wouldn't bust with the snow. So during the winter, the trampoline tarp covers my pots, and during the summer, the trampoline tarps, there's 2 of them, cover both of these, so I won't get weeds growing up in it. So that's how we do our compost here. The potash, sorry, there's a rooster going off in the background. The potash, my husband was bringing it out from our wood burner, and it was fall and there was leaves on top, and he thought the fire was completely out. Well, it wasn't, and we had a fire on top. See it? Where it's dark charcoal on top of the compost pile in the middle of winter, but the leaves underneath caught on fire, so we had to come out here. So now we don't just dump coals on the compost. Now we have a galvanized bucket with a lid. You'll put it in there, and we'll wait a week or 2 before we dump it on the compost. So here's another thing I do with the compost. When I did the compost, I put down some landscape fabric first. Then I built the fencing, and it's just on there with T-posts. And then just kept layering it. You can see layers. You can see I didn't just put what I got from the city. I put some from the city, some chicken manure, some ash. Some from the city, some chicken manure, some ash. And then when I dig it out, I dig straight down, and then I'm getting all of the layers because this is too big of a pile for me to keep rotating, so I'm not going to do that. And then in the spring, what I'll do is I'll bring my pots over and I'll dump them on the new pile, the pile that would be for next year. So that soil that I used last year will get dumped onto this pile, and it won't get used until next year. This year I'm using the oldest pile. Next year I will use this one, and what is dumped out of my pots will be put back in here to ferment with this chicken manure so it can get rejuvenized and it can be used next year. So when I do my pots, last year what I did, and you can see it in here, is I lined my pot with old carpet. That helped hold in the moisture, and I did not have to water near as much. So I'm going to do that again this year. I've got some old carpet. Any of my garden pots or anything like that is getting carpet. Some of my front pots, I used felt. Some of the bigger pots, I used felt that goes under carpet padding felt. And I didn't have to water as often. So save any old carpet because it's perfect in the pots. It lets water go through, but it also holds water. So you don't have to water your plants as often. So this pot right here just got dumped because this was used last year. This got dumped right there on the compost pile, on the new compost pile. And this is the compost pile that will get used next year. So what do you think, Polly? I think you should like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.